So we are very, very close to the Battlefield 6 reveal, and as you can see from the title, it says 20 things that I don't want to see in Battlefield 6. For some reason, I almost said Black Ops 6. Jesus Christ, I hope Treyarch does not make more Black Ops games up until the number 6. I swear to God. Anyways, 20 things I don't want to see in Battlefield 6. Now you could say I'm kind of milking this whole these Battlefield 6 videos because the previous 2 or 3 has done moderately well, and you're right, I am, and I'm gonna keep doing it. If you guys want me to do like 20 things I want to see in Battlefield 6, which I kind of already did that, there'll be a link down in the description of that video because that video didn't really get much traction, and I would like it to be, not just because of my part, but there's some interesting things that I want to see added to the game which I made last year, actually, that I want to see what the community or my community thinks. So we're going to move on to the 20 things that I want to see in Battlefield 6. Yes, I repeated the title 3 times. Now, the first thing I don't want to see, I could do this like a typical, like, number 1. I'm not going to. I'm just going to list it through, talk about it a little bit, and then move on. So the first one I have listed, because I wrote a little script on my phone. You guys know I don't script my videos unless it's like a big project. Like, there's a couple videos I did that are like a huge project, which if I remember, I'll put them down in the link in the description. So number 1, I have thermals. Now, I know this might be, some of these might be controversial. I don't know if this one is going to. I don't think it's going to be. I was going to say a player like me, but that doesn't really make sense. But, for me, personally, I don't like when a video game adds thermals. I just think thermals is kind of an easy way to get kills, and I know that's going to trigger some of you. Or not, but I personally, again, I just think it's an easy way to get kills, and I think, like, along with that, I personally think that if you're using a thermal on any type of gun, whether it's an LMG, an assault rifle, a shotgun, a sniper rifle, can't use them on pistols, thankfully. Since I've been playing Battlefield 4 a lot recently on PC, there's so many people who are running thermals, and the second point is going to be smokes. Or, not really the second point, but it's somewhere in my script, quote-unquote. Smokes and thermals are a horrible combo, and I really do think Battlefield 6 does not add them to the game. They're probably in the game right now, because, you know, DICE has been working on this game for, I want to say 3 years. They probably started once they finished Battlefield 5, and I want to say they've been working on this game for 3 years, maybe 4 years. Plus, they have a lot of studios working on this game, too, so they're probably way ahead of schedule, I would hope, for Battlefield 6's launch to go smoothly, which is another point that we'll bring up later. Thermals, I really do think they should be removed, especially the way people use thermals. Along with that, they combo it with smoke. Most people will just sit in a corner, throw smoke down with an LMG, boom, easy kills. If you guys have noticed, it's a trend, not really a trend, but if you've noticed in Battlefield, or basically a respawn mode, I am the type of person to where when I die, I immediately want to be spawned back in within at least 3 seconds. I don't want to stare at the person. I don't want to stare at the person who killed me for 15 seconds. I don't know if that's just me, but I'm really tired, and I hope this isn't in Battlefield 6. Or if it is, just let me skip it. Because I don't care who won the fight. I don't care who killed me. I just want to, if I win the fight, cool. If I die, I want to immediately skip and spawn. Like, please, for the love of God, DICE, do not add a kill screen that is like Battlefield 4. It's especially Battlefield 4 that really triggers me, because you die and you're just staring at the person who killed you for 15 seconds. Especially if you die immediately after spawning. For me at least, this is just a personal issue. For me at least, it is so triggering. I don't know why. It triggers me so much. So I would like the kill screen to be at least like 5 seconds long, or if it's the same amount of length it is in every other Battlefield, just let me skip it. I don't want to see it. Cool, I know the person who killed me. They're better than me, whatever. Let me spawn back in, like, immediately, please. We already spoke upon this, but smokes, if there's going to be thermals in the game, please do not allow them to see through smokes. I know Modern Warfare 2019, Call of Duty, they had this in the game. I say had because they immediately nerfed it with maybe a week when people found out you couldn't see through smoke with thermals. Again, I know it's realistic. You maybe if anyone who's actually used a thermal and smoked in front of you, can you actually see through smoke with your thermals? Probably. That makes sense. So therefore, I know it's realistic, but for a game standpoint, it's broken because people can abuse it by just sitting in a corner. So I would like to see smokes. Not. I'm saying hard on not adding them to the game because I know there are strategic uses of smoke. Now, before we get on to another thing, I would like to mention that this is just a rough script. This is stuff that came off the top of my head after literally just playing some Battlefield 4 on Metro. That's what you're seeing in the background right now. These literally came to mind. I was playing the game, and as I got off to record this. So, if I missed anything, I do apologize. Put it down in the comments. Whatever you guys want to see that is not in the Battlefield 6 title, in the next title of the franchise, also put that down in the comments. So, next up, everyone's favorite, explosive spam. Now, if you've been around in the community since Battlefield 2, since Battlefield 3, since Battlefield 4, I've been around the community since Battlefield 2, but I didn't get Xbox Live until when Modern Warfare 3 came out, which was 2011. So, but I've played basically all Battlefields. Maybe not at launch, but gone back and played them. But explosive spam is really bad. It's really bad in Battlefield 4, and I think from my knowledge in Battlefield 1 and 5, they kind of tweaked it a little bit, but it's still pretty bad. And I really hope explosive spam is... I can't really say gone, either though this is a video that I don't want to see in the next title. I just hope explosive spam isn't in the game, whether it's rockets, grenades, mortars. That's another thing on the list. Just explosives in general, I hope it's not as bad. It does make for some cinematic moments, but I hope it's not in the next title, or at least significantly reduced. Jump spamming. Now, in Battlefield 4, it's horrible. You're probably seeing it on screen now. Battlefield 4 is notorious for jump spamming. It's not as bad on console, but it's horrendous on PC. You see it everywhere. And usually it's paired with AEKs, AN-94s, sometimes Bulldogs, shotguns. It's fucking horrible, and I hate it. And sometimes I do abuse it a little bit, so hopefully the movement system in Battlefield 6 isn't Battlefield 4's movement system where you can literally fly around a corner at Mach 5 with an AEK with zero recoil midair, killing your target. I really hope this Battlefield title is more of a milsim. It caters to the milsim community like Modern Warfare did. Along with this, shotguns. This is kind of given. Shotguns in Battlefield 4. Again, I'm basing this off of Battlefield 4 because we basically already know that Battlefield 6 is modern. And if you're wondering why I'm making the comparison, Battlefield 4 has been the last modern Battlefield we've gotten, and that was in 2013. If you want to count the horrendous Battlefield Hardline, yes, I called it horrendous, then you can kind of technically count that because that was technically the last modern title, which I think was 2015, if I'm correct. But yeah, I just want to see shotguns not as broken. Mortars. I don't want to see mortars in the game. I know Battlefield 5 didn't have this, and I'm so glad they didn't add it, even though they were really considering adding mortars to the game. And they're like, wait a minute, the community hated that aspect of Battlefield 4 and 3, and I think 1 had it? Did 1 have some kind of mortar? It did have a mortar, because it was some kind of, it looked like a dinner plate with kind of like an antenna on the, whatever. I don't want mortars in the game. If they do add mortars, I want them to have a full animation, and a very slow one at that, even though I know mortars, realistically, it's not that slow. You put the shell, it is kind of like a mortar shell. You put the shell right above the tube, you drop it, boom, you're done. I don't have experience with mortars. though it would be pretty fun to lob a mortar around on a trained facility. No frag rounds. Now, again, basing all of this on Battlefield 4, so that's the last time I'm going to say it. In Battlefield 4, LOL, frag rounds were horrible. People use them and abuse them all the time, and all shotguns. I don't want to see frag rounds in the game at all. They're annoying, and it also caters to that explosive spam. My favorite, the XM25. If any of you know what the XM25 is, picture on screen. I didn't actually think this thing existed until I actually Googled it. I'm not talking about right now. Obviously, I know the thing exists. But the XM25 was developed. I don't know if it's still in use today. But I Googled this when Battlefield 4 came out. I was like, that's a weird fucking firearm gun, explosive device, or whatever. And I Googled it. Apparently, it is real, and the military uses it as a kind of getting grenades over cover so you don't have to expose yourself. It's basically a glorified M203 or M320. I don't want to see that in the game because, again, attributes to explosive spam. It's probably the most noobiest thing and the most, the most noobiest thing you can use in the game. The most cheap thing to use in Battlefield 4. No shotgun rounds for the 320 or if they're adding the 203. Now, if you don't know what I mean, basically you can stick a 40 mic into a M320 or M203, and it's basically a shotgun round. It's like a canister round. Those things are fucking ridiculous. You can literally only run dart rounds in your 320 in Battlefield 4, and you could just use that as a shotgun on top of your shotgun and just destroy people. I know I'm kind of taking out some variety of play styles and stuff, but unless maybe nerf them or something, because they're ridiculous. I'm trying to get this video quick so it's not just me talking out of my ass. Now this one I just put down because it came out of my, first thing that popped out of my mind was battle pickups. Now Battlefield 4, if I'm correct, was the first Battlefield to introduce battle pickups. They are just random weapons scattered across the battlefield that you can pick up and has a limited amount of use. So if you pick up the M32, which is a rotary grenade launcher, which I think has 6 shells or 6 casings or whatever, 40 millimeter grenades, 6 of them, and then you have 12 ammo left over, I think, and it's just an M203 on crack, basically. We have the M107 Barrett 50 cal. I think it's the M107, or if it's the M82. I think it's the M82. Honestly, I would prefer, and I know this is controversial because it's a one-shot sniper, I would prefer them to add the M82 into Battlefield 6 as a permanent sniper rifle instead of like a battle pickup, because I love the Barrett 50 cal to death, and every game that has it, I use it. There's also more battle pickups like the USAS-12 Frag Rounds, which is ridiculous. The AT-4. Most of them aren't as annoying as I am now saying this. The USAS-12G with Frag Rounds is it's a pretty annoying battle pickup. This one is just a meme. I said no AEKs. I don't have to explain myself. The AEK is pretty broken in Battlefield 4, though if you ask most people, they'll tell you you're just bad, get good. Flashbangs. Now, every game never seems to get these right. And I'm saying right in terms of a gameplay aspect. Now, I know in real life, flashbangs can fuck you up. They can fuck your day. I never ever want to be on the receiving end of a flashbang. I don't think I ever want to throw a flashbang, though if I ever have the chance to, I probably would. But flashbangs, I think, in terms of balance, I think they just need a 2-second flash. Because you ever just turn a corner, get flashed, and you're just standing there, basically the sun's burning your retina for like 15 seconds, you can't do anything, and then you're dead. I understand, because it's a flashbang that's literally meant to do that, but I think instead of balancing aspect, I think it needs to just be like a 2 to 3 second flash, because that's still enough time for someone around the corner and kill you. So yeah, And if they're bad, you have enough time to retaliate and kill them. Now, the classic Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1 and 5. I'm pretty sure didn't have this, but the 3D spotting. If you don't know what 3D spotting is, basically, if you spot an enemy by shooting them or spotting them by hitting Q or one of the bumpers on console, and if they run through smoke, they're still spotted. If they run behind cover, they're still spotted. You can basically, it's basically wall hacks. That's basically what it is. It's free wall hacks. So someone can spot an enemy, throw smoke, and then you can kill everyone who's spotted through the smoke, and it makes it look like you're cheating. I'm pretty sure this won't be in the next title, but just in case to remind DICE, don't put it in Battlefield 6. No 3D spotting. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Another thing is something that Battlefield 5 brought that I very much so disliked, because I'm an LMG fan. I don't want medium machine guns to be in the game, even if they are technically a medium machine gun IRL. I don't like the fact of I can't use this gun because I have to lay down and bipod it. I get it, balance, I understand, especially if they add World War II weapons to this game, which I'm kind of hoping they do. So for Battlefield 5, I loved using the MG42. It's my favorite LMG of all time, and in that game it's classified as a medium machine gun, and you can't aim it, which I guess realistically you couldn't shoulder fire an MG42, especially because you probably burn your hand. But I don't care. I just want to run around ADSing with an MG42, fucking people's days. I don't want to be forced to lay down and bipod, especially because it also kind of forces people to camp with a bipoded LMG. Granted, will they still do that? 100%. So I just, personally, I don't want medium machine guns. I don't want that type of role to be in the next Battlefield title. Do I think it's going to be added? Probably. Next up is just simple. I don't want vehicles to be OP, but I also don't want them to be underpowered, if that makes sense. I want them to be a mixture between Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 5. I don't want them to be like overly broken, but I don't want them to be overly underpowered like they kind of are in Battlefield 5. But they're not. I don't know. You guys understand what I mean. I want them to be balanced, basically. Coming up on the last couple ones, and the last one's a doozy, which I think I might get hate for. But I don't want, and this one's not it. This one's pretty much self-explanatory. I don't want this game to turn into a Battlefield 4 when it was launched. If you guys remember, if you bought Battlefield 4 on launch day or you pre-ordered it like myself, and I have like a pre-order rant for people, but I'm not going to put that in this video. If you want to hear it, let me know. But I don't want Battlefield 6 to turn into a Battlefield 4, a Battlefield 1, the Battlefield 5 launch. Granted, the BF1 and BF5 didn't have a Battlefield 4 launch, but they were still pretty rocky. So to explain to some people who don't know what I mean by that, when Battlefield 4 launched in 2013 of October, I think, the game was basically unplayable for a month. At least on console, you could not play the game for a month. And I was really heartbroken because I was still in school at the time. I think I was a freshman in high school in 2012, 2013. The game came out in 2012, but I think I entered freshman year 2012 or something. I don't know. No one cares. But in high school, I was really excited for Battlefield 4. And then when I couldn't play the game because it was basically broken, I was really upset because I was super excited for the game. And I know that's what I get for being hyped about a game. But I love being hyped for games. It's something every gamer can look forward to. So let's hope that Battlefield 6 is not a shitty launch. But it is an EA DICE game, and it kind of probably will more likely have a shitty launch. The second to last, I know I just said that one was the last one, but I don't want UCAVs. If you guys don't know what UCAVs is it's basically a portable TV missile. It's basically a portable TV mortar missile. As support class, you put it on the ground, you shoot out a drone. This drone has like 1 million C4 packed into it, hits the ground, you're dead instantly. So lastly, we have a doozy, and I'm pretty sure I'll get hate for this down in the comments. I don't want this game to turn into a political, woke, politically correct game that Battlefield 5 turned into. Before, during, and after launch, I really don't want this game to turn into the woke cesspool, the political cesspool, the politically correct cesspool that Battlefield 5 before launch, during launch, and slightly after launch, it just took over the game. I'm not going to go into details, but if this game turns into a politically correct, woke fucking game, which, and personally, in my opinion, we're going to get into a little rant here. But personally, I think when people play video games, especially myself, I play video games to get away from the real world. And I don't want to play a video game that's not even has anything to do with this type of shit. I play a video game to get away from that crap, and I don't want it in my fucking video games. It's so annoying. Like, you guys understand this. The Battlefield community understands this. But, like, you guys remember during the launch of Battlefield, well, kind of during the launch and when the trailer came out, how woke, how politically correct, and how political that shit got. Like, it was so fucking horrible. I'm just hoping when this trailer gets revealed and we all see it, it's a fucking banger. It's like a Battlefield 4, Battlefield... I almost said 5, sorry. A Battlefield 3 and 4 type of launch trailer. And again, with all these leaks, basically 80% of the trailer's already been fucking leaked through audio, through screenshots, some videos. I've been guilty of, like, literally watching them. And luckily for me, whenever I see a leak, it just hypes me up for the game more. So I basically already know what the trailer's going to be. Unless DICE is, like, pulling a fast one on us and they're like, that's not the real trailer, haha. And they're just going to reveal a more badass trailer or some shit. But from what I've seen through the leaks and stuff, spoiler alert, it looks fucking badass. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, guys, what you would like to not see in the next title in the Battlefield franchise. If I missed anything, please let me know down below. If you want to see... Let me rephrase this. If there's stuff you don't want to see in the next title, leave it down below. Also, if there's anything you think I missed, leave it down below as well. And try and keep it constructive and responsible. Don't be an asshole down in the comment section, especially about the last one I literally just got done talking about. I would go more in depth, but I don't have a podcast. I really want to do one, but I'm a small YouTuber. No one gives a shit about us. And we all got to stick together. I don't know why I said that. Without further ado, like, comment, subscribe, guys, and we'll see you in the Battlefield 6 reveal, because I will have a live, not a live reaction, but a reaction to the trailer. I'm debating on streaming it, but I don't know if I will. Adios, guys.